Well, the restaurant owned by an Instagram star shut down by the city of Boston. Nurset had a violation.
A Boston restaurant opened by social media star Salt Bae has been shut down for violating safety guidelines.
Salt Bae, aka Newsrit Goxie, went from viral meme king with A-list celebrities practically tripping over themselves to eat at his restaurants to a full-blown walking disaster. Fame hit fast, and just as quickly, it all fell apart. Reports of customers getting burned during stunts, crashing massive events like the World Cup final, lawsuits from staff accusing him of snatching tips, restaurants closing up shop across the globe, and even getting booted from a Champions League final he wasn't even invited to. Once famous for sprinkling salt on gold-covered steaks, he's now better known for chasing clout, making headlines for all the wrong reasons, and being escorted out of events by security. This is the epic collapse of someone who thought viral fame meant staying relevant forever. Fans online went absolutely wild, treating the security team like they just scored a last-minute winner. The humiliation, next level insane. Newsrit Goxie, aka Salt Bae, tried to play it cool, lingering around, signing random autographs, acting like he actually belonged, while everyone clearly saw him sinking deeper into irrelevance. Then came the classic denial tour. He hit social media claiming he wasn't kicked out, just passing by. Passing by in a full tuxedo, shades at night at a UEFA event? Nobody buys that. You don't accidentally stroll into a Champions League afterparty looking like a Bond villain. And this wasn't just a one-time disaster. Salt Bae's brand has been spiraling for years, and this was just the latest meltdown. Fans online still remember the 2022 World Cup final. Argentina had just lifted the trophy, a once-in-a-lifetime moment for Messi and the team. Out of nowhere, Salt storms the pitch like an uninvited wedding guest, grabs Messi, yanks his arm, forces a selfie, and then goes full cringe holding the World Cup trophy like he actually earned it. That single moment turned the internet against him overnight. FIFA was furious, launched a full investigation, and basically shut him out of every major event after that. From that moment on, the vibe totally flipped. He wasn't cool, mysterious, or untouchable anymore. He looked desperate, clout-chasing, and painfully out of place. And his excuse? I didn't know. Really? You didn't know you can't storm the pitch at the biggest sporting event on Earth, watched by billions, happening once every 4 years? Salt Bae didn't crash and burn overnight. He overplayed his hand, mistook viral fame for actual status, and kept forcing himself into moments that weren't his. Now the world isn't laughing with him, it's straight up laughing at him.
Go onto the World Cup pitch after the final, touch the World Cup, and kiss the World Cup. What were you thinking?
You know, I love Argentina, I love football. And this is the accident. Before I don't know the rules. Now I know the rules. Next World Cup, I never touch the World Cup. I go to, of course, stadium, see the match, but I never.
While Newsrit Goxie, aka Salt Bae, let his ego blow up, his restaurant empire quietly crumbled. His flagship London steakhouse saw profits tank nearly 50%, with brutal reviews blasting it as overpriced, all style, and zero substance. People were dropping hundreds on gold-covered steaks and leaving hungry. It got so bad they had to roll out 39-pound lunch specials just to get bodies through the door. From sold-out reservations to empty dining rooms, the hype was dead. And it wasn't just London. Boston got shut down for safety violations, New York closed, Miami drowned in controversy, and even Dubai, once a hotspot, turned into a ghost town. Who are these people still throwing cash at his restaurants knowing the food isn't worth it? Seriously, I need to know who's thinking. If anyone watching this video knows who's spending fortunes on these meals, hook me up with some work. And hey, if anyone else needs a job, drop a comment. Maybe they'll take you too. Here's the harsh truth. Price doesn't always equal quality. Salt Bae's restaurants turned into luxury status symbols for the ultra-wealthy, and those customers pay the insane prices simply because they can. And if you think that's wild, hold on, this gets even crazier. A group of diners in London once got a bill over $20,000. For what? A few steaks, some sides, and a couple of drinks. That's enough cash to take a full-on luxury vacation, but instead they got overpriced meat with a sprinkle of Salt Bae's ego on top. And it doesn't stop at the prices. His restaurants have been exposed multiple times for treating employees like garbage. Workers came forward saying they were overworked, underpaid, and straight up mistreated. Some even sued him for stealing tips. Imagine grinding insane hours at the most hyped restaurant in the world, only to find your hard-earned tips vanish straight into the owner's pocket. That's the harsh reality of working for Salt Bae.
His famous gold-wrapped meats, along with several high-end bottles of wine. Essentially, what we have here is someone using their fame and celebrity status to price gouge patrons for ridiculous amounts of money. And recent reviews of Salt Bae's restaurant have suggested that the quality doesn't come close to the prices. For instance, Salt Bae's new London restaurant was named one of the worst restaurants in the entire city. Yet, customers are still...
Salt Bae's downfall really started with the closure of his Boston restaurant. What was supposed to be a shining addition to his empire ended up getting shut down for safety violations. Meanwhile, his London spot was posting job ads offering chefs just £12 per hour, while a single gold-plated steak went for £850. That's right, he overprices customers like crazy but won't pay his staff a fair wage. Over in Istanbul, his steakhouse launched the flashy tableside fire show, but things went horribly wrong when a fire broke out, seriously burning several customers, including Russian influencer Tina Tresnikova, who suffered third-degree burns over 35% of her body. This nightmare incident proves one thing: Salt Bae puts spectacle and greed over safety every single time. With all these controversies piling up, Salt Bae's reputation is in freefall. Almost every day there's news of his restaurants around the world closing down, empty tables, massive losses, and customers nowhere to be seen. His empire that once seemed untouchable is crumbling right before our eyes. One reviewer said the service was great, but they were literally the only people in the restaurant. That's what happens when your brand runs on ego instead of quality. Salt Bae's real problem wasn't being cringy, it was greed. He once flexed a $140,000 receipt online like it was some crazy achievement, stacked with gold-covered tomahawk steaks and absurd wine prices. The irony? Gold leaf doesn't even taste like anything. People eventually realized they weren't paying for food, they were paying for Instagram clout.
Harsh reality. Price isn't always determined by quality. Rather, the exorbitant prices have helped cement Salt Bae's restaurants as luxury items that can only be afforded by the ultra-wealthy. And those ultra-wealthy customers only pay those prices because they can.
Behind the scenes, it was even worse. Former employees accused him of stealing tips, firing anyone who spoke up, and running his kitchens like a dictatorship. Lawsuits painted him as having a god complex, controlling staff, humiliating employees, and ignoring labor laws. In one case, workers said they were fired just for confronting management about stolen tips. This wasn't a restaurant chain anymore, it was a cult built around one ego, showing just how out of touch he really was. And it doesn't stop at just empty dining rooms and shuttered locations. Salt Bae's image is taking hits everywhere. Social media is ablaze with clips of his most embarrassing moments, from storming the World Cup pitch to being kicked out of VIP events. Memes, reaction videos, and comment threads are merciless, turning him into the punchline of the internet. Sponsors and collaborators are now hesitant to be associated with him, leaving his brand scrambling to stay relevant. Even longtime fans are questioning the hype, realizing that behind the flashy gold steaks and viral videos, there's a pattern of recklessness, greed, and poor management. Every stunt that once drew applause now seems like a desperate grab for attention, and every viral post only reminds people how far his empire has fallen.
This is video posted on Salt Bae's Instagram account of crowds gathered outside Nusret when it opened about 1 week ago on Arlington Street. According to the Globe, the city ordered the steakhouse to close Saturday.
What was once seen as a symbol of luxury and fame is now a cautionary tale of how clout and ego can implode spectacularly, leaving only empty tables, angry employees, and headlines that mock rather than celebrate. And the ripple effects are staggering. Investors who once lined up to back his ventures are now pulling out, wary of the constant controversies and mounting negative press. Partnerships that seemed untouchable, high-end brands, celebrity endorsements, and even collaborations with luxury hotels are quietly dissolving. Employees, past and present, are speaking out, painting a picture of a toxic work environment where overwork, low pay, and favoritism run rampant.
Meanwhile, the public's fascination has turned into schadenfreude. People don't just talk about Salt Bae anymore, they laugh at him, dissecting every misstep like it's primetime entertainment. Even his social media, once a goldmine of viral content, is now flooded with criticism and sarcastic memes that erode whatever prestige remains. It's the kind of downfall that movies are made of, a meteoric rise followed by a relentless, very public crash, showing the dangers of confusing internet fame with true influence. The empire he built on glittering stakes and flashy shows is now teetering, and every new scandal pushes him further toward irrelevance. And it gets even worse. Legal troubles are stacking up like dominoes. Former employees suing for withheld tips, safety violations from botched stunts, and complaints from customers who suffered injuries are all piling on to Salt Bae's record. Each lawsuit isn't just a financial hit, it's a public relations nightmare, feeding the narrative that his empire is reckless and unsafe. Meanwhile, competitors are swooping in, stealing the spotlight with authentic experiences and quality dining, leaving Salt Bae's restaurants struggling to justify their outrageous prices. Fans who once cheered his viral antics are now turning away, disgusted or disillusioned, while critics relentlessly highlight how greed, ego, and poor management brought him crashing down. Every public appearance, every social media post seems desperate, like a fading star clinging to relevance that's slipping through his fingers. The fall from meme king to cautionary tale is now undeniable, and it seems the world has collectively lost patience with the man who once ruled Instagram with a sprinkle of salt. And the impact isn't just professional, it's personal. Reports suggest that the constant scrutiny, backlash, and mounting failures are taking a toll on Salt Bae himself. Once a confident, viral sensation, he now appears stressed, defensive, and increasingly erratic in public. Friends and insiders hinted tension behind the scenes, with staff turnover skyrocketing and longtime collaborators distancing themselves to protect their own reputations. Every misstep is amplified online, making even small errors feel catastrophic. Meanwhile, the public fascination has morphed into relentless ridicule. Every meme, video clip, and news, add in calling the cops on a customer who didn't order a $1,000 gold steak, declining social media engagement, collapsing brand reputation, and endless online ridicule, and the picture is crystal clear. Salt Bae didn't crash overnight. He slowly burned his empire through arrogance, exploitation, and excess. He wasn't a culinary innovator, he was a performance, and once the applause stopped, there was nothing left under the gold. This is the rise and fall of Salt Bae, a man who turned viral fame into a global empire, only to destroy it by believing his own hype. Fame didn't just elevate him, it rotted him from the inside out. Now, he's not a symbol of luxury, he's a cautionary tale of what happens when ego replaces substance. Like, share, and subscribe to catch more deep dives into the rise and fall of the world's most infamous figures.